quick narration for everyone that likes them. Plug to start. New podcast is going to be coming up on. You can get to it on Twitter or on my homepage on YouTube. It's the MMA Movement or A Few Good Fights. Same guys, it's me, Rob, Noel, and the bunch, and we'll be talking a bunch of BS and doing our thing. So just a format change essentially. So the recent debate has been amidst this Ngannou win over Cain. Was it his knee or was it an actual knockout then causing the knee injury? I have my own take on it, and I'll kind of walk you through it. There's a picture of Francis's giant fist, which is the size of Cain's head, and the ref trying to get over there. Now, people seem to forget this one already. This is the pretty vicious knockout of Curtis Blaydes, but when slowed down, you'll see here, for example, Blaydes' left arm was pronated and his shoulder was in the way entirely of the fist. And here's another angle. That fist grazed at best, I would say, the top of Blaydes' head. Great punch, obviously, though. I'm showing you just the sheer power. And if you look at the way that he fell, there's a certain inability to gain cognizance. So as soon as your equilibrium starts dancing, that's not so uncommon. So let's watch it once through at full speed. And the rest was essentially just playing it out. Now, if you notice here in this still frame that I found, Cain's kind of like shooting a single there. He's got his left hand around the calf of the ref as Ngannou's walking away. So he's still kind of out of it from something, some type of force. So Newton's second law of motion describes what happens to a massive body when it is acted upon by an external force. In his words, the force acting on an object is equal to the mass of that object times its acceleration. That's how force is determined, essentially. So I wanted to give a couple slowed down angles. That was the one, too, where the forearm shiver kind of happened on the top. That's where he shrugs it off. There's one uppercut that some people think landed, although I would say that it was more of a push, now that I've seen all angles. But this one, on the other hand, see his head right there and his body go completely noodle. So this, to me, right there, looked like a push. But now Cain's coming in with his head, as a wrestler would, and he's meeting the force that is in Ngannou's hand right there. Now, if you look, and I'll kind of make it zoom in, at Cain's head becoming kind of like gelatinous almost, and the force coming through all the way to his opposite cheek, and the way in which he falls. See when he cross faces here, how much that actually moves Cain? I mean, we're talking about one of the strongest, quickest wrestlers ever. It's not as though he doesn't have an extremely strong base. And I think this is telling as well, the way that he fell here. His head is kind of like weebly wobbling right there. See, that one looks a little bit more like a push, like he was doing a chokehold. But this, on the other hand, when you have force meeting force, it's doubling the force. I mean, there's a reason that I put that quote there from Newton. It's not as though it's irrelevant. It's very much relevant. And his legs are giving out from the punch prior to anything. So the chicken egg thing kind of becomes, you know, the egg. To me, the answer is right there for you to see. His head wouldn't be falling that much off keel or off center line had it not been for concussive force or some type of concussion / KO / you know, some type of force hitting him on the chin and making him fall in an awkward way. I don't think it's really up for debate, everyone. I think he got hit and he fell funky and his legs got hurt. It reminds me a bit of Gonzaga versus Krokop the first time, the way that he fell onto his leg. It wasn't that vicious, of course, but reminiscent nevertheless. So BJJ Fanatics, new stuff coming out, including Gordon Ryan one, although I think that's sold out for the moment. Of course, Diamond MMA gear, the cups are the best in the world, and I thank you all for watching. Cheers.